महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महादेवमुदं शिरसा नमामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि.
Sthairyam. Sthirasya bhava, Sthairyam. Sthira means steady. Sthairyam, steadiness. Steadfastness. In English here, steadfastness. Steadfastness with reference to what? Generally, it is used karma nishtha. Nitaram sthiti. Sthairyam. Once the steadfastness in performing one's duties. Duty also is not the word. The duty is some kind of excise duty, customs duty, and heavy duty vehicle and light duty vehicles. So these are certain duties, duty free. Naturally, when duties are there, duty free. But this is one duty. Then again we have duties. So your duties, job description, these are the things you have to do, duties, to be done. In that sense only we use this to be done. This mandate also is not really Ishvara's mandate. The Ishvara himself in the form of order. That order tells us, we all know Swakarma. It's also told, and it is also known to us. So when we understand the universal dharma by our common sense, the universal dharma is going to rule every other situation, every situation I am in. So whether I am performing the role of an officer, an employer, or an employee, universal dharma is not going to be affected. Because, so I don't hurt. Universal dharma. So I don't hurt, I don't cheat, I don't take advantage of. That is universal dharma. This universal dharma is going to be present in any role you play. The employer role, the employee role. Both the roles. So when you are an employee, also you perform a role, because you are not an employee permanent. Because you are employee and you are also employed. You can employ somebody, and therefore you become an employer. Even if you go to a haircutting saloon, then you are employing that fellow to cut your hair. So for the time being, he is the employer. Even though that is why you have to bend down. Whatever he does, you have to do. He has got a razor in his hand. And therefore he puts your head like this. That is the only time you obey. So you put your head this way and you just remain there until order comes from him. So you stay here like this, stay put. Even Maharaja does the same. And therefore, this. Two boys were talking. One boy said, my father works in the palace. For whom? Not? So for the king. My father also works for the king. And in fact, the king obeys my father. Hey, what kind of job that fellow asked? What kind of job your father does? He is the minister. My father makes the king behave. Who is your father? Such a big, who is your father? Royal barber. My father is his barber. King has to stay put. But the order has not come. Then he says, turn this side. He doesn't even say sometimes. He put it like, then you are that fellow has got a razor in hand and therefore you behave. You behave. So you are an employer. And he is the employee. But then you listen to your employee. Listen to Jeeves. You know, there was one writer, author, the what's his name? Woodhouse. Woodhouse. All his books, funny books. And his driver or cook. Butler, yeah, he's a butler. His name is Jeeves. Hello, Jeeves. And Jeeves gave all the advice to Woodhouse. Very, very interesting. So, what I say, we are all employers, we are all employees. Employees become employers for the time being. And therefore, there is no, that's why they are all roles. And every role carries a script. While playing the role script, you don't go against the universal script. So the universal script is what you know by common sense. And one or the other value that is universal is always connected to the particular role script. The role script also from time to time changes. At this time, the role script is different from another time. And therefore, the role script changes to time, to place, the situation. The role script also is very dynamic under both situations. Like, so this person's role is to give the information. Suppose he's got so all the information, certain information, mail, etc. But then to that employer. But the employer is busy talking to an important person, and he is talking. At that time, there is no that even though that is his job to come and tell any important information of the day he has to give, provide, and then but not at that time. That is not the time. However urgent it is, that's not the time. Or there is a method of saying that. The urgent message is there, then message should be given, not interfering, but without interfering, he has to interfere. Without interfere, send a note. Because the mobile is switched off. So, note, send a note. Quiet. When he reads, and then that's afterwards, let him decide what he wants to do. And therefore, so there is a method, the script changes. Therefore, all dynamic roles we play, also they have carry script that is also called the dharma, patra dharma. Patram means role. So patra dharma is there, desha dharma is there, kala dharma is there. So all these dharmas they are called vishesha dharma. Time, place, situation and universal. So universal and vishesha, particular. The particular has got time, place, etc. And therefore, the vishesha dharma should not go against universal dharma. Even though universal dharma and this what we call particular role dharma, etc., they are all sometimes interpreted. Universal dharma is interpreted. You cannot do himsa to a person. Himsa is hurting. But you are helping that fellow. So from his praying, yes, God has prayed. So you are helping him. There is a particular way of helping, and that implies a lot of massage, etc. Spray, a sprained muscle is there. So how is he going to do? And then that means he is going to cause pain, correct? One fellow wanted to relieve the person from pain. I have a back, it's my own experience. I had lower back pain. I was in Nagpur and I sat in a very low chair. The low chair for Kumbhabhishekam. And then when that was more than 1 or 2 hours or something, I sat in the chair. I never knew this low chair can create so much problem for you. And then afterwards I could stand. I could walk, and then I had a low back problem. So what shall we do? And then there was, for the Kumbhabhishekam, one person came to attend, and he was world famous acupuncture man, world famous. Yeah, world famous, Nagpur fellow. Yeah, Nagpur, you can be world famous. How? He is world famous. So he is local, but he is world famous. All right. Then he said, he will cure me on your air. I am leaving for the airport. And then he said, on your way to the airport, please come to me. Then I will fix it up. So I went half an hour, 1 hour earlier. And then he put needles all over. Needles, all needles. Then all these needles are connected to a battery, and then he switches on, and then the needles are inside you, and then they do guru, 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 guru. And then pain is so much, my God, he is curing me, and then already there was pain, and he is going to relieve me from pain. And then he causes more pain. And then after 5 minutes, so this was there for 5 minutes, then he switches off. How do you feel? So, are you relieved? Now, yes, I want to be relieved from you also. This is how Akku helps you. This is all just silly. And then, You cause more pain than what it was before. And then you stop. Then afterwards you feel relieved. Human mind is funny. But I don't get all that. So I told him plainly. So I am relieved from your pain. That itself is a big thing. So, salam. Therefore, what I say is sometimes you have to cause, you have to hurt. In surgery, you hurt in order to relieve, okay? You hurt in order to relieve the pain. You hurt more. Therefore, sometimes you have to hurt in order to help. It goes on, and therefore, so that is an interpreted form. So, himsam na kuryat, general rule. In surgery, there is himsa, there is a sharp instrument, weapon, and there is a gaping wound is there. There is loss of blood, and there is death also sometimes. But the surgeon is paid. Huh? Surgeon is paid, even though the patient collapsed. The surgeon is paid. The same thing happened. But an instrument, a sharp instrument, and wound, loss of blood, death. But that fellow who committed that karma, action, he has to pay for it, correct? He pays for it. Here he is paid for it. What is the difference? That is interpretation. That is why even this, suppose the doctor is sued by the patient's people, litigation, then he has to prove his motive and his thoroughness. He has to prove how he wanted to save him, and in order to save what all steps he had taken, what all tests he had performed, and all lab tests, etc., data, all this, he has got a huge file. And that is what is very important. It is not enough to help the person. You have to prove that you have helped the person. And you have taken all the steps, you have taken all precautions. And in spite of all of them, he passed away. I am not to blame. He has to prove. So that's why they build up a file. It's important. And therefore, so there is interpretation. In particular role playing, there is interpretation of the samanya, universal rule. Wherever there is, what we say, utsarga. Wherever there is utsarga, utsarga means general rule, universal rule. Wherever there is utsarga, there will be apavada, there will be exception. So when the samanya gets interpreted in place, time and situation. Therefore, there is the samanya vishesha are called to be done, not negotiable. They are to be done, to be pursued, to be followed. And therefore, when one follows, conforms to dharma, samanya vishesha dharma, which the dharma, then one has got Sthairyam, swakarma nishtha. One has Sthairyam, sthirata. Why this is told? Because more often than not, the raga dveshas, one's own likes and dislikes, what one loves, what doesn't, one detests, and one doesn't like. So these likes, raga dveshas, likes and dislikes, again, it's a very weak translation, like and dislike. Therefore, we have to understand raga dveshas are you. You are your likes and dislikes. Your personality is nothing but your likes and dislikes. What you like and what you don't like. In different spheres. What you like, food, what you like and what you don't like. Color, what you like, what you don't like. The type of wears, dress you have, what you like, what you don't like. Your hairstyle, what you like, what you don't like. So everything what you like, what you don't like. Books, what you like, you don't like. Author, music, dance, what you like, what you don't like. And like this only Vedanta also. There are people who like and they bring it under like and dislike also. Oh, that I don't like that. What do you like? I like this Vedanta. What do you like? So this is very practical Vedanta. And that is what? Less impractical, too much intellectual. Why is intellectual? Because you have to think. What is wrong with that? That's very tortuous. Why it is tortuous? Because you have to think. What is the problem in thinking? Just you have to. It takes long effort. It's very difficult effort thinking. And they will argue. These people who are averse to intellection, thinking, they will argue out. See, we need to bring out our emotions. You need not bring out your emotions. They are always on the surface. And therefore, they are always on the surface. Either he or this is always on the surface. You don't require to bring out your emotions. They are always on the surface. So, it's all talking. And then he will argue with you until the cows come home. So this fellow will argue. Until the cows come home. The old agricultural expression, you know. It's an English expression. Very beautiful expression. I want to use that. And therefore, so this is wrong thinking. This intellection, there is so much. This fellow argues so much. We should not be intellectual, for which he has got so much argument, which is all intellectual. Because he is basically a rational being. Therefore, Vedanta is one not open to choice. That also he makes a choice. Should we agree with it? Then afterwards, that I am not going to translate all that. So that's a choice. He makes a choice where there is no choice. There is no choice. Do you want to be Brahman or not? There is no choice. Even if you think you have a choice, the more choice you have got, more ignorant you are. There is no choice. What is this? Whatever you want to be, that is exactly what you choose to be, that is exactly is this. That is the first not choice. One more question we have to ask. There is no choice. And then you can have a choice among Vedanta teachers perhaps. That also after some time you will find there is no choice. Also, once you know what does it take to teach this, and there are not many to help you out, so you lose choices. There are choices. The more you know, less are the choices. That's how it is.
महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महादेवमुदं शिरसा नमामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि भारतदेशहिताय कुरु सेवां त्वं कुरु सेवां त्वं कुरु सेवां त्वं कुरु सेवाम्